Hey everybody, welcome to Infinity Evolve Skyblock. Exonerated here, doing the damn thing. Yeah. Let's check it out here. I went through, started working on some machines, and got myself an experience obelisk so I can start storing experience now instead of wasting it. Then we started working on some different machinery. First things up were the IC2 stuff. Now I had the compressor and the metal former. Broke the metal former with a wrench, mind you. Still got a block out of it. I hate that about IC2. I really wish that if I used your tool to pick up your block, it should give me your block always, without question. I could see it if I was just using like a crescent hammer or something, but I wasn't. I was using the IC2 bronze hammer, or bronze wrench rather. Anyway, so started off making some IC2 stuff. Had to make a couple of thermal expansion machines just to make the Ender IO equipment. And I needed this in order to make an experience obelisk. I also used it to, what did I make? I forget, but that's what I did. I set up each of these clusters. Oh, I put more lasers in too. Yeah. I set up each of these equipment clusters on their own little breaker switch. I love this. I wish more mods had this. It's nice because you can supply power to equipment on demand instead of just arbitrarily constantly powering it. Like these things right here, IC2, again, you suck. IC2 requires or constantly drains power off your system. Always. It doesn't matter what you're doing. It constantly drains power. So, in order to prevent that, I can just turn off the power to the system. And then even though I don't like these immersive engineering cables, they're ugly. I like it conceptually. I just don't like it in practice. At least that little breaker switch helps me control power usage on these machines because they will drain nonstop. Relocated the rock crusher over here. We did expand this platform. Also improved the blast furnace. We've got 2 preheaters on either side. And we're doing pretty good steel-wise. I'm not going crazy on this yet. I'm really trying to upgrade the metal production to a more consistent, higher level. Let's see, what else have we done? I have reorganized the ore breakdown, and so I wanted to show you guys what I was doing. First and foremost, again, we got the power source coming in on the breaker, so I can control when they're running and when they're not. But basically, they feed into 3 of these drawers, one for gravel here, one for sand, and one for dust. Then each of them has a sieve that breaks down the gravel into materials, sends the broken ore into the auto compressor, which sends the new gravel, in this case, into the auto hammerer. He feeds it down the line. So we got dust here. He's breaking down dust. It's going into this compressor here so it can make sand. And he's breaking down the sand and sending it over into our dust filter, which is making dust. Then what I did is I went through and implemented a pulverizer so we can start doubling our metal. Except pulverizers don't like aluminum, I'm guessing. Or yellorium, it looks like. That's going to be something I'm going to have to look out for. Let's go ahead and take care of this while I'm thinking about it. Let's look for a hopper. I'm pretty sure I have one over here. Yep. Alright. Let's put this guy here. And what we'll do is we'll pull yellorium out. We'll just have to keep an eye on it for now. Pull yellorium and the aluminum out and just feed them straight into the furnace so they can get smelted. Otherwise, they'll back up the hopper eventually and cause problems. Again, you see the breakers everywhere. I have the pulverizers on a breaker. I have the dust on a breaker, the gravel on, or the sand on a breaker, and the gravel on a breaker. Voice cracking, so what? Um, moving on. I went through and I farmed up some mycelium and some grass. I opened up another paddock over here for the sheep. Got a compressed sheep. Not quite sure what that's about. The one thing I do know is I had a compressed skeleton over there. I'll show you that in a minute. When I killed him, he opened up into 9 different skeletons, which was kind of weird and cool at the same time. But he breeds like normal, so I don't know. Anyway, I wanted to be able to produce Beef Wellington, which I just ate my last one, so let's grab some. And I had everything on farm except for the mushrooms, and they have not been growing back, and I don't know why, but I needed a source of mushrooms. So I made a dark room right here, put some mycelium on it, and crossbred potatoes with netherwort is what it was, and I got mushrooms. So I set up and made some brown mushroom seeds. And then I came over here and I decided I wanted brown mushrooms. Now, one of the things I was running into is that they've got to be grown in the dark. And I don't have any harvesters yet. And I mean, we can check out harvesters today, maybe. Let's check out a harvester. Yeah, so this is part of the reason why I got into the Endereye equipment, because I need machine chassis and a Z-Logic controller. Wow, and I need dark steel. Steel and obsidian, okay. So I need dark steel and plastic. We got to work out a system for plastic and compressed sawdust. But basically, like, I'm trying to work towards getting harvesters so I can automate a lot of this stuff and kind of cut the workload down for me. But I needed mushrooms, and I need to be able to have them. So you got to have it dark, and if you have it dark, mobs will spawn. For instance, there's all our spawning spots. You can see it right there. Now you'll notice I'm moving, and now I'm not. So what I found was mobs constantly spawn here. Maybe I could do something really cheaty and cheeky at the same time. See, I'm moving. What I did was I set up in the corner. You can't see it there. And we're just trying to stop moving. Up in the corner up there is a fan. And it's constantly on. It stays on the whole time. So as mobs spawn, they fall over and fall down the middle here, which is great. Then we've got the mushrooms. They have all the light they need at all times. Now, I could leave the fans off, and that would be all swell and all, except that it would be full of mobs. And plus, I'd be over here working on trees and whatnot, and I would just get obliterated by skeletons. In fact, that's where I got my nifty chest plate from. So I went through and set it up like this so that basically I can only get 14 mushrooms, which is fine. I think they're all 3/3/3s. But then it kills the mobs. I mean, it just throws them right into the void below, which is super awesome. So this way I get mushrooms and I don't have to deal with mobs. And I'm probably going to do another setup just like that over here for the netherwort. I could set this up in with a harvester and whatnot. The only problem is I don't want mobs just accumulating, killing the drop rate of my mob farm. So this way they're gone, they're out of my hair, and I don't have to think about them anymore. The last thing I set up was, of course, this farming station. And I set it up and I have it just doing one corner of oak saplings, and that's it. Right now it's turned off. But I got tired of farming for wood the hard way, constantly repairing tools and having to look for stuff. So one of the Ender IO batches of machine frames I went through, I made this farming station, set up a tree farm. I have some thermodynamics pipes running underneath into a little drawer controller here. And he feeds his stuff up into the barrels, or into the drawers, rather. Of course, oak's going to need a serious upgrade, so I put an emerald upgrade on it. And then this way, I can just stockpile wood whenever I want. Like, I got 1,000 logs in it now. That's plenty for now. I'll turn off the tree. The other thing I like about this is it automatically stocks itself with saplings. So when it runs out of saplings, or rather, it won't run out of saplings, which is kind of cool. So I put some pressure plates on those just so I can get around, and then I realized just now there's nothing here. So if the mobs actually generate and spawn, they can come right on out and attack me. But I'll work on getting a gate there. So let's work today on getting a harvester set up, because right now I've got the wheat, I've got the soy, I've got the spinach, and I've got mushrooms over there. And it would be really super awesome amazingness if I could set them up in a way, maybe do 4 panels, one of each, where it's constantly farming and making Beef Wellington. If you haven't seen the food in here, let's do it like this. I think it's Pam's Harvest Craft. Yeah, okay. So let's look for Beef Wellington. Actually, I should probably type in Beef Wellington. Then we don't have to go through the shenanigans here. Beef. Alright, so Beef Wellington is part of that class of food that is like top tier when it comes to the food providing both hunger and saturation. Beef Wellington is up there. And there's a couple of foods that are up there like that. The other one's like a bacon. Here it is. It's Epic Bacon, which is a bunch of dyes along with some tofu. I mean, I could work towards that too, but the Beef Wellington also has the perk of putting out an insane amount of RF if you put it into a generator. So let's look at some generators today, because I've got the wheels here and they do fantastic, but I want to be able to provide some other sources. So we need some iron gears. Those are going to be pretty easy. We may just skip to this 8 times. Whoops, we need a QED for that. Nope, we're going to do singles, and that's all right. So let's see, firm tofu, a couple of furnaces, I have those. I have most of that ready. Let's get some iron together. Let's grab a stack of that. That's not full, is it? No, it's just 16 stacks. Okay. Wow, I need another chest. Let's dump off another chest and dump some of this stuff. I'm relocating some other equipment also. Give me that. Don't need these drawers. Don't need this. Don't need these schematics. So I'll leave them in there for now. Don't need you or you. Or you. What the hey? We'll leave them all in there. Or crop things. We don't need any of that. Okay. We're going to need some redstone dust. So let's grab some redstone dust. Furnaces. Do we got some furnaces? Bang. We got some pistons. Bang. Now we need to go pick up some firm tofu. And while we're at it, let's get some iron smelting. I think I want to do... it's 4 per. Let's just do 8 gears. Let's toss those in the hopper. Let's do 8 gears. I did just upgrade this Tools Forge here to the full version so I can make some of the other stuff. Oh, side note, this is something I discovered for me. I don't know if it's the case for, well, it has to be. Shiny. If you put platinum into a Tinker's Construct, this is version 1.1, by the way. If you put platinum into a Tinker's Construct, you get liquid platinum. Well, look what happens. You cannot repair shiny with a platinum, even though it's the same metal. It's ore dictionaried and everything, but it doesn't work. What you have to do is you have to go through and grind it up using the thermal expansion pulverizer so that you get shiny metal. And then take the shiny metal. You can't even put it in a redstone furnace because the redstone furnace will put it back out as platinum. You have to actually go through... Grab some charcoal while I'm at it. Okay. You actually have to go through and put it in a normal furnace. I'm sure you could just melt it too, but I found that a normal furnace works and you get shiny metal that way. Otherwise, it comes out as platinum and it doesn't work. See, we get shiny ingot, go into our tool forge, and bam, we can fix our equipment with it. So be mindful of that if you have platinum, that's something that's going to happen. All right, let's work out our... We only need... I'm thinking maybe 3 of them to start. No, maybe 4. We'll do all of these. We go get some tofu. 12. That'll do us. Because we can take like a stack of Beef Wellington and break it up amongst the 4 of them. And they'll produce unbelievable power. We're also going to need some energy cells that have some staying power. These hold 20 million. Wow. Is that an upgrade? I feel like that's an upgrade. That's definitely an upgrade because the resident energy cells, I thought, usually only hold 50 million. And these were 10 and 2 and 400. They must have upped those. Huh. I'm not sure why I'm hitting E. We might have to go this route. I can make those electron things. I can make the diamantine. The advanced circuit, I can do all that, although it's ugly. This guy, I can make him too. Again, albeit ugly. We might have to go that route and get those. Today we might just get these generators done, and that'll be it. Let's lay things out here. We got these. We have these. Whoops, we're going to need more ferni. And... and hitting equals instead of... Here we go. Yeah. There we go. Alright. We're going to throw those in there. We need more of these furnaces. I actually have too many gears. That's okay. Go ahead and save those for later. Let's get some cobble and make some furnaces. We get 9. We got 8. I said 9. All right. Where are you at? You. And there we go. Ferni. Acquired. So now we're just going to go through and make our 4 generators. Okay, and when you put one down, like if you hover it over with Beef Wellington, look at that. 152,000 RF at 60 RF a tick. If nothing else, the sheer power production per tick is crazy. Just to put some things into perspective, that would be 1 generator of 4 going at 60 RF per tick. Currently, these water mills are all doing 88 RF per tick each. They cannot keep up with all 6 pulverizers and all of this system here being used to generate ore. It absolutely drains the whole system. And never mind that even if I control the rate at which I use some of this equipment, I can't use any of these equipment also while I'm running it. Now, I can turn off all of this sanding and combining and just run the pulverizers, but only the pulverizers. And it's a barely sort of scenario. Like I have to feather it a little bit, turning it on and off randomly. So these 4 culinary generators popping out 60.5 RF per tick would be huge, especially with us working these crops up like we would. So I just wanted to show you guys kind of everything that's going on. I know making generators is not really like a big super episode, but I've done a lot of expanding and a lot of work, and I just wanted to kind of give you guys an update. What I'm going to do between this time and next, rather, is we're going to start looking at the harvester and maybe a planter. Although with Agricraft, you don't need a planter, so we'll probably skip that. Actually, we'll just go with a harvester. We'll set up a harvester. We'll get ourselves an upgrade for the harvester. Get us one of these guys. And I've got to work on a system for getting plastic, because compressed sawdust, okay, that's pulverizer into wood. That's easy. But plastic from rubber, as it so happens, we have a tree farm. And I have rubber saplings. And oh, look, we have rubber. So we may even be able to automate the production of rubber. In fact, I use I wonder if, let's check something out real quick. I use the rubber wood. It doesn't really have a lot of use. You can't do anything with it. If you get which version is this? The Mine Factory Reloaded wood. The only thing you can do with it is to use it as fuel, turn it into charcoal, or it doesn't show it now. Huh. It doesn't show it, but you can actually put it over here in the extractor. That's what it is. You can put it in the extractor, the IC2 extractor, and it will make it into rubber. Turns it into these guys, which are nice. I wonder if we can use this to make... Okay, that's gear. Smelting. Oh, look, rubber turns into plastic. So we got a twofer. We can use the wood and the rubber that the trees drop in order to make plastic. Up, and you just saw, look, there's a creeper. Now he's fighting the breeze. But if you just sit still, bloop, there he goes. Anyway, I want to thank you all so much for watching. I'm definitely going to make some changes to this system. I want to be able to include the raw rubber and maybe even process it. I'd like to give myself a way to have plastic stockpiled and rubber stockpiled. And so we'll probably do that between this time and next. Oh, that's a weird visual glitch. Look, there's no trees or whatnot, but if you look at them, it's there. Huh. Yep, look, they're in this mode. They're there. It's when you look frontwards, they disappear. Anyway, oh, I squatted and they came back. Do they come back some more? Is it an angle thing? Huh. That's kind of nifty. At any rate, between this time and next, there's a couple things I want to work on. I want to work on a harvester so that we can automate our Beef Wellington production. I want to work on automating the production of rubber so that we have the plastics available. And then we need to set up a system to automate clay and to have a bucket of sand. We also want to be able, not a bucket, a barrel. We also want to be able to have some sort of cobblework set up, because if the Beef Wellington is there and we're producing heavy power, we can take advantage of that to set up a cobblework so that we always have constant supplies of things like glass, the silicon, and some of the other byproducts you get from a cobblework. So until next time, guys, I hope you all enjoyed the episode. Again, we didn't do a whole lot of work. It was more of an update. And, yeah, we'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.